hosts of this podcast are in no way experts of any kind in any field. They are in no way qualified to give advice on anything for any reason. Please do not attempt to recreate anything that is said by these delinquents. Listening to this podcast is ill-advised.
We are live. Well, she probably was, honestly, now that I think about it. We're live, by the way.
We're live. Oh, we're live.
Yes.
Well, that's good because I've got something I want to talk about.
Here we go.
Uh-oh, here we go.
This is something I actually learned about mere hours ago. And it blew my mind and it freaked me out a little bit, honestly. And let me start this by asking you guys, you two, the two Utes.
To what?
Throughout your day, do you ever find yourself, be it driving to work,
Yeah.
taking a shit, doing whatever, do you ever find yourself just having a conversation with yourself in your head?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
It's usually like what I would have said when somebody wasn't there, and the whole thing. I always win.
Oh, yeah. And me too. And I knew the answer because when I talk to y'all, I can see it in your fucking eyeballs. You know, like look back into your heads and you think, and you're like, And I do the same shit. It's called inner monologue.
Yeah.
What I found out today has rattled me. There are people out there that operate with no inner monologue whatsoever.
Hold on, what?
They are incapable of inner monologue. They cannot talk to themselves in their heads.
So they don't have any practice runs? I call that my practice run.
I guess not.
I do that before I start talking to people, so they don't do any practice runs.
You do that while people are talking to you.
And I usually do it,
and you don't hear a fucking word they say.
Yeah, I know. I often do it out loud sometimes too.
I've done it. I have done it out loud myself. Yeah.
So it's
I have done this. I will be in the car with Hadley, with my daughter, driving somewhere, and just be like, from her perspective, it just has to be me like, yeah, well, I was like, I don't care. And she's like, looked over at me like,
she's like, why don't you care, Dad?
like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Who are you talking to? I'm talking to me. I ask myself questions and answer them in the same conversation all the fucking time. There are people out there that cannot do that, that do not have the capabilities.
But do they not have the capabilities, or they've never done it before? They don't realize that it's actually happening.
They don't have the capabilities. They can't do it.
Because it feels too awkward to them. Because you know how many times
they can't do it.
There's no explanation. They just can't do it. Is
Well,
what he's saying.
It's not because they feel awkward or because something. They can't.
Some people don't see in pictures either.
Well,
In your head. Like when you close
Yes.
your eyes, you can have like a video going on.
I've heard that as well.
Some people don't see that.
I've heard that as well.
maybe they just need to do it my way,
Which is?
the right way.
Go on.
Elaborate.
Do you know how many debates I've had with Hillary Clinton in my head?
Oh, man.
And I win them all.
Of course.
Like I mean, yeah. I mean, I
That's
don't know.
not hard. All you got to do is bring up the emails.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so what?
What?
So is it, are they just not? I mean, because maybe it's happening, but in a more simplistic way. Maybe they're not having like, like, don't call me that, or I'll do that to you. Well, that's what I would have said. Maybe they're not having that. Maybe they're doing some. Maybe they're problem solving, but in a more maybe they're having that dialogue. It's just so simplistic. It's maybe just like an analysis
That they just don't realize it? That they just don't realize that what they're doing is inner monologue? Is that what you're saying?
maybe.
No. They're incapable of inner monologue.
Why? Do you know
I
why?
don't know. I honestly don't know. And I don't think anybody else knows.
Type in.
Yeah, see if you can find an answer
Type
to
in
this.
somebody.
Just Google people with no inner monologue.
Yeah.
Google that, Matt.
Or better yet, just Google inner monologue before that. People that don't.
Don't listen to Chris ever. Do the opposite of what Chris tells you to do.
See,
but here's my point, guys. So we're out here segregating ourselves on skin color and petty shit like that.
yeah.
This freaks me out. I feel when I found this information out, I felt like I found out there was a group of aliens living on Earth among us.
It's like somebody who takes a test without studying. Inner monologue is what prepares you for the day. It's what prepares you to tell your boss what you're going to say, to tell your wife what how you feel. But the inner monologue is your test run. It is the test run to the race.
I guess for some people, there's just the race. There's no practice.
So are people who inner monologue? So is there any? Maybe those people are more rude. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe assholes don't have inner monologue, and that's why they come off as an asshole, because they
get called an asshole a lot, and I have an inner monologue.
Yeah.
So my thing is, we shouldn't be racist. We should be mono versus no mono. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So for instance, like let's say somebody was to what's the last inner monologue you think you've had this morning or you had today? What's the last one you did?
Last inner monologue I probably had was when I found this shit out. I was like, there's people with no inner monologue? I'm having an inner monologue right now.
Last inner monologue I had was on the way up here. I crossed the tracks on the way to the studio, and I see the cops pass right. I mean, the cops made a right-hand turn. The lights went on, and I had an inner monologue in my head, like, okay, I'm just gonna tell you, like, yeah, I was, I'm on the way to record a podcast, and then I inner monologued. Like, yeah, Jared, I didn't mean to be late again, but I got a ticket. They were just, I was doing that. You
were going to drop the whole podcast bomb on.
I was.
Mr. Officer, it's not a big deal or anything, but I was on my way to host a podcast.
We're only 10%. We're only 10% globally viewed. But the inner monologue, I don't know. It's like,
it freaks me out, honestly. Like, to know that there are people out there that cannot process information the way that I process. I thought I was the only one.
Yeah.
I thought I was weird as fuck. I thought I was a psychopath.
No, I think you are, but I think it has nothing to do with the fact that you inner monologue. Also too, think about this. Inner monologuing is how people assess conversations they've had after they're done. Mm-hmm. That's how people realize, like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. And they come to that realization because they inner monologue the alternative. Mm-hmm. They're having, you know what I'm saying?
Inner monologue is where all the good comebacks come from.
Yes.
Okay, so here's a little bit about people with not inner monologue, okay?
Let's hear it.
This lady says her husband doesn't have inner monologue. And basically it's saying, she said she asked if he heard character voice as he reads. He says nothing. He doesn't even hear the character. Like, when people are reading,
that drives me insane. I want to punch him in the fucking face
for that. You hear like a voice
that.
reading back to you, in your mind. He doesn't hear that. Same thing with it's like he just receives the information and
he's a fucking Tesla bot.
Everybody,
he's a beta version of the Tesla bot.
And then same thing. It says same thing with songs. He doesn't get songs stuck in his head. A song just comes and.
Now that
he sounds like a piece of shit.
That's valuable.
Get stuck and annoy him.
Oh yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've had a song.
But just kind of like he said, it says the words process just like a computer. It's like a computer. Just he processes the information, and that's
how do you not when you read to yourself? How are you not processing it in your voice?
I don't know.
In the way your voice sounds. Like when I read to myself. Okay, so check this shit out. Do you ever? All right, check this out. No, I'm gonna call myself.
It's always gonna get good when Chris says, "Check this out."
All right, check this out. Sometimes.
What are we about to hear?
Sometimes when I read by myself, I pretend I'm narrating like a movie, and like I'll be whimsical about it, and then I also pretend like I'm being paid not to fuck up, and if I fuck up, I lost my opportunity for the job.
Wow.
And then I also pretend like I'm a newscaster, and I try to and whenever I read, like they're like, you ever do that?
Tell us you have ADHD without saying you have ADHD.
I did.
You have to fucking make up different scenarios just to keep yourself entertained reading.
Okay, when I do read. If I do read. Usually I'm listening to it. Now, do y'all ever do this? This is kind of like not inner monologue. I don't know what this is called. But have you ever, driving by yourself, especially down the highway, down the highway, you're going fast and nobody can hear you, because they can definitely hear you if they are across the street working on their car, like my neighbor was when they heard me do what I did. But have you ever sat in the car and started at a low pitch noise? You like this, like. Just keep going as loud as you can. I'm talking as loud as you can to the point where your ears are starting to vibrate, and then like you come all the way back down. You ever done that?
No.
Never have? You never just tried to see how loud you can make your voice sound?
No.
How? Why have y'all never done that?
The only thing I've ever done while in a car, sometimes I'll be driving and just blank out and forget where I'm at for a minute. And then
Yeah, I've done that.
I've actually done that, like directions, driving somewhere.
I actually did that.
I'll get to like thinking with my inner monologue going.
Yep.
Yeah.
And end up 5 miles down the road from where I should have turned. And be like, okay, I guess I'm gonna turn around.
See,
But no, shut up before you go off on another crazy fucking tangent.
fucking screaming in the car.
I've never.
it's not screaming. It's vocalizing my pitch exercises.
You just pull up to a red light and you see Chris.
I've done that.
Chris.
I've done that, and
Chris.
and I'll come to a stop, and the people are looking at me like,
Yeah, you know that's how people get sent out to where I work.
yeah,
doing
but
that kind of stuff.
yeah, but I can turn it off though.
Well, that doesn't mean anything.
Hey,
They
talking
still
to
get
the
sent
mic.
out there.
I mean, I can turn it off.
Okay.
Next time Chris doesn't talk into the mic, tell him to talk into the mic.
Okay. I will.
But I've had those disassociated events like where I'm driving, and it's usually when I'm going to work. Like I will pass Jolly, or better yet, like I'll be just getting off, leaving town, and Jolly, which is like 7 minutes outside of Wichita Falls. I'll realize when I'm at Texas Best Jerky, like, shit, I didn't even notice, and so
It's like, did I just fucking teleport here?
So what was I doing? Oh, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute,
Screaming at your steering wheel.
holy shit! What if that is a version of teleportation?
What are you talking about?
If you're driving, hear me out. There's some fucking science to this shit.
Oh,
if you're
fucking
driving,
great.
listen. If you're fucking driving, no, listen. If you're driving, and all of a sudden you're at a different place and you don't remember where that was, where the fuck were you then? It's like if a tree falls in the forest, no one's there to listen to it. Did it fall down? Were you really driving?
There's a theory about this. Like, it's a thought experiment, and it has to deal with a cat in a box, and it's I can't remember the name of the experiment, but essentially the thought is the cat in the box, is the cat alive or dead? Because there's a vial of poison and something or another in this box with this cat. So the thought is that if you cannot see whether the cat is alive or dead, then the cat therefore is alive and dead at the same time. Don't ask me to walk you through it any more than that, because I can't wrap my fucking stupid brain around that much.
You have to assume the probability of both things happening. Not at the same time, but...
Here it is right there, what you were talking about. Here, the cat in the box.
Oh, bro, look at that.
Damn.
Matt's getting good.
So what does it say? In the mic.
Schrodinger's cat, yes.
Yeah. An imaginary experiment. You place a cat in a box with a tiny bit of radioactive substance. When it decays, it triggers the Geiger counter, which causes poison or explosion to be released that kills the cat. The cat ends up both dead and alive at the same time.
There's no really giveaway. You know when he's dead when the fucking box blows up.
Warning, audience. Do not place any fucking cats in boxes with radioactive material.
Or microwaves.
We are not responsible for your fucking mongoloid actions.
I still think, though, if you don't know it's happening, then how do you know it happened?
I mean, I'm with you. You have to assume the probability of both. Right.
So if I'm driving, but I don't know, all of a sudden I come to it and I'm like, I'm almost where I'm at. Did I, and I'm in a different lane. That's also happened before too. Did I signal? Did I even look to see if somebody was in my lane? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, what the hell was happening when I was driving for 10 minutes?
I don't know.
You tell me. I mean, so was I driving, or did I get probed by an alien?
There is actually, and this is a topic for another conversation, but there's actually a probability.
Yeah.
Granted, it's out there, but there's a probability that you could walk across the street and end up on Mars. Like, there's a probability for everything. But
it'll stop.
And I remember when I was a kid sitting in our den, like one morning before I was going to school. No, it was after school. It was in the afternoon. And I remember looking at the clock, watching TV in the den, looking at the clock and it being like 6:30.
Right.
I look down, or no, I look up at the TV and watch the TV for maybe 20 seconds, maybe, and just glance back down at the clock, and it was like 7:20 something.
So what happened? Did you glance an hour and a half later? Or did you glance 7 minutes later and an hour and a half passed by? What happened during that time?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying?
To take it one step further.
Uh-huh.
Remember we were telling you about this, like the TikToks, how people are like going in and they're having car accidents.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They wake up and they're reborn. They have they remember everything. They remember the accident. They remember they had a family, but they were reborn in their life. They time jumped to like a reverse time jump in their life, and they have to replay it all over again.
Is Jean-Claude
This
Van Damme a cop in this?
Going on TikTok, like I've been seeing it. I'm like, what in the world?
So they have other family members. They have.
Is this time? What is it? Time travel that we don't know about?
Mm-hmm.
Space and time is relative.
Yep.
And, you know, a lot of science is really just based, like a lot of scientific theories is based just like, you can't fucking prove me wrong. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
It's just
That's
like,
true.
there's,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of science is just innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Like, theories are not laws because there is a probability that they could be wrong.
Right. I mean, like for instance, that the whole like we don't have eyes. Fuck. How do you know?
Yeah.
Well, we've got mirrors. Well, before there were no mirrors, then what were they looking at?
Probably reflections in water.
Right. Okay, but still, have you ever seen your eyes without a mirror or a reflection? No. Have you? I mean, honestly,
It reminds me of that scene in Bad Boys
Matt.
2.
And when you let the beautiful side, what? Look at your pupils. Well, how am I gonna look at my pupil? Well,
Matt, have you ever seen what your eyes look like by using just your sight alone without the aid of something reflecting?
No.
No, of course not. You fuck.
Okay.
But what I'm trying, that's what I'm saying.
It's the
It's like-
right answer in the most aggressive ways.
I
So it's
know.
like, how do you know you have eyes?
Again, there's I think I've talked to you about this theory that
Yeah.
your brain is just encased in darkness. So it like all this shit could be imagination.
Right.
Because your
Yeah.
brain is basically just one muscle of basically imagination and function just sitting in the dark.
I think Matt's is a little bit more than just that. I think Matt's got a little bit more left in that muscle. It's not just imagination and darkness. I think it's crude, hateful.
You know our brains are actually like oatmeal,
Uh,
consistency wise.
really?
Yeah.
It's like soft and liquidy?
Yeah. It's not until they like pull it out to preserve it.
That's why when people get concussions, they get fucked up. Shaking your oatmeal. Hey, don't go be shaking your oatmeal.
Steel cut oats shaking around up in that head.
How many?
Big old water head.
So how many times? Well, I don't want to like jump into another rabbit hole of mystery, but anyways,
Might as well.
So how many times has this Earth? You presented this to me. I want to present this to Matt or anybody. How many times has the Earth gone full cycle? And what I mean by full cycle, that means there was the existence of absolute no life, and then there was a life, and there was an advancement in life,
And then there was a life.
and there was a life.
Well, if you want to get even deeper into that conversation,
You let me finish mine? That's
Yeah,
how? No,
yeah.
no, just joking.
go ahead.
No, fucking-
Because I don't know where it was.
Well-
Just, you were just saying life a lot.
well, okay. Well.
There's a life.
So life advances, technology advances, and then that life on that planet apexes and reaches the pinnacle of their advancement because something happens to the planet and it gets destroyed. And guess what? Everything destroys and everything's gone. And millions of years later, it starts again. How many times has that process started? Are we on round 4? Are we on round 10?
I don't know.
Did round 2?
Matt, you don't have a lot of answers this episode.
I know. But
What's your thought?
there is a theory that I've heard, and I talked to with a coworker one time at work, and he went crazy. There's a theory out there that people feel like actually we're actually just in a simulation.
We've discussed that.
Yeah.
Like the Matrix.
Like that this is all that. Yes, there is a creator, of course, be it what you want to call it, God or something, but created this place is just a simulation. And that
As a matter of fact, a lot of scientists believe that it's actually a lot more probable that we're living in a simulation currently than we are not.
Me and Jared were talking about that the other day.
We were talking
So
about
what's
that
the
other
point?
day.
I'm not going to pay any more bills then.
Here's the deal. If that's the case, I'm going to learn how to hack. I'm going to be like fucking Neo. I'll be flying around, karate chopping people.
Like people in a video, like birds just sitting in the air and stuff.
Yes.
Like, what is going on?
And to go back to the question that you raised about civilizations starting over and over and over, there's a lot of artifacts that have been carbon dated to millions and millions of years ago of perfectly cut stones, drilled stones. There's
Hello, Egypt. How did they build those pyramids by themselves?
That's what we're saying.
Oh my god, that's a whole other rabbit hole.
But I think what you're saying is
we're
finding things from round 2. Presumably,
yeah.
We're on 7, but we found something that we've never seen before. They go, that was on round 2.
A drill bit. I think there was some sort of like carbide drill bit found encased in a stone that like encased in a boulder that was millions of years old. Like how what scientific explanation is there that can explain something like that?
And even then, your science explanation can only go as far back as our science allows us to be able to validate. Like it's like, for instance, like a thermometer can only measure a temperature up to a certain point.
Right.
And beyond that point, this instrument can no longer measure beyond that. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's not a temperature above that. Mm-hmm. It just means that that's the only means in which we have to gauge or to the metric to gauge it by.
Exactly. So, now, listen, I've been telling you, you need to up your and now I'm going to fuck this up.
Oh, go for it then.
Chris wants you to.
Let me hear it.
I've been telling you that you need to up your analogy game lately.
Yeah.
That was a good analogy. That was a great analogy,
it was fucking good analogy, wasn't it?
You need to pat yourself on the back for that
man.
one. That was a good analogy.
Good job, Chris.
Don't hurt yourself.
I did. It's a good analogy.
But no,
let's talk about that analogy again.
See, you can't
give them anything.
You can't
I'm
fucking
sorry.
compliment them.
Let me. Yeah. Okay. That's right. I'll take the W. I'll take the W.
Yeah. Just take it.
Just take it and leave it.
Take it. Hold on to it and be humble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Act like you've been there before.
I've never have. This is the
I
first.
know.
So how can I act like a? How can
you're like Richard Sherman in his first Super Bowl appearance.
I don't know who that is. You were talking about hacking, right? But if this is a simulation and you're going to hack, you have to assume you're only hacking with the knowledge that the person who created you is giving you. Well, what if he limits what he gives you? So that knowledge is a finite amount of knowledge. It's not, again, kind of like the same thing with the whole thermometer thing.
That's true.
So how are you going to hack beyond?
That's true because it's the user of the computer that's hacking. That's not the
program.
Thank you, Matt.
If you could hack and you're playing God, what situation would you change in your life if you could?
If I could hack
and go
myself
and change something in your life,
and I could do anything.
Yeah.
What situation?
What situation or what thing you would change in your life?
Nobody would know I exist. I would be on an island sleeping on a pile of cash and what wouldn't I do? I would all kinds of debauchery. That's the proper answer.
Yeah.
Debauchery and stupid things.
Leave a snail trail of fucking misery and woe.
Oh my God. It would be biblical proportions. It would be terrible. They would write about me in history.
Biblical, man. Fucking just opening the thumb books, man.
I'm telling you. I'd be in Psalms. I'd be in one of them. One of the bad ones.
Straight up Leviticus. You better not shave your beard from the sides. Moses, free your people.
I would go back in time and I would chisel my own face on the hieroglyphics in the fucking pyramids. That's what I would do. I would troll history.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I would be sitting I would be sitting where the statue of Abraham Lincoln is sitting in Washington. I'd be everywhere. I would be all four faces on Mount Rushmore.
Everybody be like, who's this guy? Everybody's like, oh,
I would go. I was just saying, I'd go to Mount Rushmore, take all the noses off, and then like etch in there. I got your nose. I got your nose.
Got your nose.
Well, that ain't gonna happen.
It would be stupid.
That ain't gonna happen.
That was the wrong question to ask. Again, that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
Football put me all the way out there.
Man.
Like, oh man. Then you got to think butterfly effect too. Like, so what other things are going to change as a result of that?
That's true. Oh man.
But that's if you believe in that too.
What?
Butterfly effect.
Well, assume you could change one
The butterfly effect believes in you, Matt.
Well, the butterfly effect is regardless. It's going to because remember, if he is going to end up not knowing us, that everything about me that is what it is because of my knowledge of him is going to be gone.
Well, yeah.
Which affects everything else down the line.
Okay, well, essentially, there's two theories that I'm aware of on like essentially meeting yourself in a different time. Like, there's kind of the Back to the Future theory. Marty is not supposed to interact with himself whatsoever because it could cause a singularity or something like that.
Yeah, everything just destroys.
And basically, the whole universe just gone. And then there's another theory.
Thanks, Marty.
There's another theory that basically states that absolutely nothing would happen, and that's tied to the multiverse because you're essentially you're taking yourself out of one universe, transporting it to another universe. So basically, your universal's timeline is perfectly fine because you're in another timeline.
Because that's under the assumption that every universe, every timeline are never congruent. They're always parallel,
all separate,
and all separate. There's never interchangeability to it.
There's a belief. Exactly. There's belief that there is, like he said, multiverses, multiple versions of yourself out there, multiple.
And there's also a belief that if Jet Li can kill all of his clones in those universes, he can become the strongest human being in the universe. Oh fuck! I just blew my own mind.
Do you think? Speaking of blowing your own mind, do you think you're gay in one of those universes?
What?
I mean, you're the quintessential straight male, white male.
Oh my god! Yeah,
So
in one of those universes, I'm a fucking queen whore.
I bet you were a bear, dude.
Oh man!
I mean, you climb up and grab apples from your mouth and feed them to your lover.
What the fuck?
Inner monologue. Inner monologue.
You're saying this shit out loud, Chris.
Yeah.
Inner monologue. Yeah, you're definitely a bear. I know I would be a bear. I don't imagine you being a queen though. I think I'd be a bear.
But here's the thing: with the multiverse theory states that there is an infinite number of universes.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's got to be.
So there's a universe
where I'm the president,
where it's exactly like this one,
but one thing's different.
Except the next word that I say is "and." Fuck. I mean, I can't. How do you? There's a universe exactly like this one, except maybe one word that I have ever said is different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's a universe where I'm a fucking Marvel superhero. I'm a fucking...
where the degrees of change are wider than others.
Oh, yeah.
Should have just said that. Matt, how are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm tired of saving this fucker.
Just carrying me with that one analogy, man. You're just doing a great job.
I don't know. I think this is pretty good. It's a good way to break into the new year, man.
Man, it was very much a pass the joint conversation.
We didn't have any joints.
No, we didn't. We're not Joe Rogan. We're not there yet.
The wrist is connected to the arm joint. Arm joint's connected to the other arm joint.
The other arm joint.
Arm.
Okay.
Anyway.
Hey, I'm telling you, multi-universes, man. I think that's the best. The
multiverse, yeah.
And I need to stop inner monologuing outside.
Yeah, very much. Here's the deal. If you want to learn more about the multiverse, you need to start watching Marvel movies.
That's right.
Marvel movies.
I will not.
There's actually one of the TV series that they came out with is big into the whole timeline when they did the Loki series. That's what it's all about.
I've never seen.
Never
seen.
Do you ever see?
There's actually a group of people dedicated to protecting the timeline. They're like
Too much.
Are they called time cops, and are they all clones of Jean-Claude Van Damme with
They
a
are
mullet?
not.
Please
like-
tell me.
They're
I may
like
watch
time
that.
cops, but they're not called time
Didn't
cops.
he have the mullet in Time Cop?
Yeah, fool.
That was badass.
And he got in that little car that shot him into a Stargate that
Oh yeah.
transported him through time somehow.
Let me ask you one quick question before we burn off. Oh God, what was I gonna say?
Hey, speaking of the mic.
Oh,
I would-
burn!
Shut up. I
Pretty
was
sure it
gonna-
had something to do with Jean-Claude Van Damme mullet.
No. It had something to do with weed, and then we got off the topic. And man, it was good, and I was gonna ask you all this. Damn it!
Maybe if you didn't smoke so much weed, you could remember.
I don't smoke weed.
That was the most pitiful, like,
So dejected. I don't smoke weed.
What?
So dramatic.
What was I gonna say? Damn it!
You look like you were in a 1950s fucking Humphrey Bogart movie.
Warm the car, Dylan. We'll have drinks at the fireplace when I get home.
I see.
Yeah. Man, God darn it. I don't know. I don't know what it was. It was going to be good. It was going to be real good. It was going to
how do you know if it was going to be good if you don't know what it was?
Because in my mind, I was like, ooh, this is going to be good. I was inner monologuing.
The inner monologue.
Yeah.
Damn.
My inner monologue was
what I
telling
was
me
gonna-
he's...
Shut up. No, go ahead. I know what it is now. I'm not going to forget it.
Go for it.
No.
Go. Walk before you forget.
No. Okay. So,
Like I was saying.
Jesus Christ, man.
Just say
I'm
it.
trying to. Okay, have you ever seen those catastrophic commercials or TV shows or clips or reels or whatever when somebody's supposed to be responsible for watching the a conveyor belt?
cop.
No, a conveyor belt. Like a factory. Like take it, put it in, take it, put it in, and like you mess up one thing, and there's a backup,
Yeah.
and it just becomes this colossal foobard of a chain of events, and then everything gets backed up, and like the pile just keeps getting bigger, and there's nothing you can do to resolve that backup, right? And if somebody came and told you, hey, fix it real quick and catch back up, you're like, how? That's how I feel when someone says, hey, go watch a Marvel movie. Like, where do I even begin?
What?
Well, it doesn't make sense now because this conversation I'm saying
You said this was
to
good.
happen. It was good.
If you watch it,
You said for me to watch a Marvel movie because it would help the multi-timelines. There's no way.
You need to work on your analogies.
There's no way on God's green earth I could do that. There's no way. Like, where do I start?
but you need to watch them actually in the true order they should go in too.
Even that's debatable. People are like, well, are you talking about like the timeline of the movies? You're talking about by the way they came out? Well, then where do you fit all of the 4, 5, 6 versions of said movies? I mean, some of these movies have like 9 versions of it. Well, this one doesn't really go against the timeline. Well, man. Wasn't that director just a little stingy fuck? Like, I want to make a brand new Batman and I want it to be applied to any of the timelines. He's a farmer in this one.
Fun fact about the new Batman movie.
If you swear to God, if you say he's a farmer, I'm going to hit you.
No, he's DC.
No, he's DC.
Oh, okay,
and the new Batman movie
Yeah.
is a Batman from a different multiverse.
You see? That's what I'm talking about.
He's like the
That's just like you're cheating.
He's like the Batman from like Earth 2 or something.
It's like reusing your underwears over and over. I don't care how many times you turn it and twist it and flip it. Ultimately, it's the same pair of underwears.
But here's the deal. Michael Keaton is coming back as Batman.
That'll work. I'll watch that.
In The Flash.
What?
What?
It incorporates another one?
Explain that one to me.
I don't know. I've never seen The Flash. I don't even know who it is.
Well, in the comics, Batman does become like a mentor to The Flash.
He was supposed to be a mentor to Robin. What happened? Why not Robin?
Robin got killed.
Why?
Robin.
There's several Robins.
Yeah.
He got killed?
One of them did.
The Joker killed one of them.
Yeah.
What? Like his twin cousin's still around?
What do you mean?
It's different
Oh,
people.
the multiverse thing. That's right. Yeah.
No. He's
no.
had multiple Robins. The one actually that
People keep applying for the fucking job for
Hold on,
whatever
hold on.
reason.
I thought Robin was the person. Robin is a position?
Essentially.
yes,
What the what?
his first Robin
Well,
was.
God damn it, a superhero's not going to go by his first fucking name. You're not
His
going to see
first-
Super Jared out
There's
there
never gonna
fucking
be-
kicking ass.
Is there going to be another Batman?
Yeah, there's been several Batmans.
What?
Batman Beyond?
I thought it was all the same Batman. Just
It was for a long time until he gets old. I mean, he grows old like anybody else.
yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody's got to take up the position.
Yeah.
Well, and that's when you stop making the movies.
There's actually, I think, been 3 Robins, maybe 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys for joining in
Man,
tonight.
this is nonsense.
We're gonna have to cut this
nonsense.
short because
This is nonsense.
this is gonna get in.
Hey, somebody out there who's watching this, please
about
tell
to
me I'm
fight.
not the only person that thinks this is complete bullshit. I mean, can anybody tell me right now? No, stop. Wait, Matt, real quick, stop. Google, how many Marvel movies are there to date? This will be the reason why I don't watch Marvel movies. How many Marvel movies to date? Go.
Well, goddamn, there's a lot of James Bond flicks, but I watch those.
It says there are 27 MCU movies. 27.
a lot.
MCU?
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, okay.
And there's one they're about to come out with that's got Jared Leto pretty soon, where he's
This is
where he's
my
a
point.
vampire. Which Blade is, like I said, Blade's a Marvel movie.
Yeah, but when I watched it, I didn't watch it with under the assumption that's what it was.
No, it wasn't as advertised back then when it first came out as a Marvel.
And is
movie.
that Marvel or is that also DC or is that incorporating all of them?
No, that's all
That's
Marvel.
Marvel.
So that's not even including DC.
No, DC's a separate.
That's my okay. So it's like, how can somebody even fathom watching all these?
By pressing the play button.
Yes.
That's ridiculous. That's exhausting. That's exhausting.
Well, if you watched them over time like a normal person instead of waiting to watch them all at once, then it
You
wouldn't
can't
have
just
been that
cram
bad.
it all in one night.
You
Yeah, but
can't definitely do that.
You're right, but these fuckers were these people started watching this shit years ago when they first started coming out.
Yeah.
I'm a little behind.
Yeah. That's your fault.
No. I'm just saying.
How many hours of your life is in that?
Lot.
I don't know. I've watched a lot.
7 movies.
I know. I've
But
watched
I don't
about
think
that.
I don't think being behind on something is a good excuse not to catch up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I know.
So
But being behind is a lot of reason why I don't want to start.
fair enough.
So you just.
I honestly, I have not seen a lot of Marvel movies. It's not really my forte. Like I just,
Yeah.
I'm really not much of a movie guy
I guess
anymore.
I know that thanks COVID. I probably watch more DC than I have because I love the Batmans. I love the original Batmans, and I would probably watch any of the new ones
The
too.
thing is, DC really tanked when it came to making movies versus Marvel. So.
Yeah, because don't they have Disney in their pocket? Or
Huh?
is it Disney?
No,
have
this is
them?
before they had Disney. Marvel was way better before it was just
Oh,
way
they're
better.
they're a company itself, Marvel Universe, whatever it is.
Yeah. No, they definitely had a better game plan than DC.
Yes.
Well.
But DC fixed it a little bit when they came out with their remake of their Justice League. When the Zack Snyder cut came out, that was a lot better version of that one.
Yeah.
You watch too much.
So
I don't know. I don't even know if I've seen the Zack Snyder cut.
it's good. It's like it's almost like 4 hours long, I think, though. I think it's like 3.
That's an investment.
It's like 3 something. But I mean, it goes
That's an investment right there.
hard, bro.
Well, I'm done.
Okay. Well,
No rabbit holes for me.
yeah, man, we skipped around a lot.
All over the place, but I enjoyed it. I had fun. Yeah.
You know, back
Don't
to
remember one thing that we talked about, but yeah,
Get a monologue.
that's right. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
Enjoy your night.
You ever enter monologue? If people hear you? I mean, like people, you say something you shouldn't have said.
isn't that what you just doing like most of the time?
Yeah.